So hi everyone, welcome back to Brook Valley Life and sunny New Zealand. We're coming into summer now, sun's out, UV's up. Not often these come out without any sunscreen on, so we won't be out here too long. It's a bit breezy today, but this is what we've been having. Most of our spring is nice weather but with a lot of wind. So today, something slightly different. It's not going through the shot routine, it's something that I purchased and I've put together. So what it is a cheap set of ILF limbs from Nik'a. They're the Windstorm or S2 limbs, and I'm going to put them through the chronograph, see how fast they are, test them against the Nik'a S2 limbs, not the pros, just the normal ones, see if there's any speed difference, anything like that. So stay with me, let's go and get the bow and show you what we've got. So here's the Boing Question. All I've done is taken my Nik'a ET12 Pro Proceed riser and I've put on the Windstorm S2 limbs. Now these are a wood limb, wooden fiberglass, and what I'm going to do is I've set it up to shoot 30 pound. These are medium limbs, so it's a 68-inch bow. I've got the chronograph set up, and what we're going to do is put some 3 arrows through. I'm going to use the same arrows for each bow. They're both set at 30 pound. I've checked them, drawn back, same distance, and everything's on 30 pound. The only difference, 70-inch bow, 68-inch bow, everything else is the same. So let's get everything set up and shoot some arrows. So I'm using a finger sling, something I don't usually use, just to make sure I don't drop the bow. Spin you around a fraction so you can see me. And I've got the other camera running. So these are 800 spine arrow with 100 grain points in the end. They're Elong Ian arrows, or Elong arrow. Elong Ian arrows. It's a competition arrow anyway, 3.2mm. And all I've done is I've put this bow together with these stabilizers, set center shot, and I have shot this a few times just to make sure everything's good. So first one through the chronograph. .169. .169. .169. So that's very consistent. Yeah, it's nice, quiet, smooth bow. Let's get the arrows and try my indoor bow. Here we are with my indoor bow, which is the Protos riser, N3 limbs, Nik'a stabilizers, exactly the same arrows. Also set exactly the same 30 pound draw. So let's put these through and see if they're any faster. .171. .172. .172. So there we have a speed difference of 3 feet per second. Now for £30, that's pretty good on those limbs. They're both £30, and yeah, you've seen how they shot. I really enjoyed them. I love my Nik'a N3 limbs, they're so smooth. So what we'll do now is we'll take the bows back to 18 meters and I'll shoot the S2s because I know how the N3s, and we'll see how they shoot and see how I feel with them. So let's get back there. So here we are back at 18 meters. This is my second time through doing this because I didn't turn the camera on down that end. Yes, I'm a plank. Anyway, the Windstorm limbs. Here we have them. We're at 18 meters. I do know how the bow, hello Mr. Bird, how the bow shoots, but we'll go through it again. So I'm using 700 spine arrows. That seem to be shooting extremely well from the bow. So let's start again. To begin with, the bow is quite quiet. These are wood limbs, and yeah, they shoot pretty well from this bow. It's a budget setup, the whole thing. You got the Windstorm limbs, about $89 I believe. The ET12 Proceed riser, which is their cheap, I wouldn't say cheap, I'd say their budget riser. I think it's machined, and yeah, it's fantastic. I love it. What else have we got on there? Nik'a sight, Nik'a rest, a cheap Bicaster button. Got a cheap clicker from Arc Systems, little metal one. I prefer carbon, gives a bit of click. My own homemade string, and a set of toe point Topex stabilizers. The only thing different I would do with this is put on some ST1 stabilizers for a beginner, which will bring the price down a fraction, and you've got a fantastic setup. This is a complete beginner's setup. These limbs are £28 wound up to 30. I've matched them with my other set of Nik'a N3 limbs I've got that are £28. They're both shooting at £30 now, and they're very, very good, both of them. And we've seen how fast they are. So these aren't slow by any means. So I'm shooting rubbish compared to what I was last end. I'll put a picture up when I finish of what I did in the first end. Yes, these are wood limbs and they do stack at the back end. Not badly, but just normal, like any normal wooden limb. Or if you've shot Hoyts or even Win and Winners, I found have stacked a lot at the back end. I used to shoot G3s and they were smooth, but they still used to stack a bit. My N3s, my Ukas and my N3 Pros from Nik'a don't stack, they're all smooth all the way through. That was a good shot. That was dead. Very little vibration at all. Yep. The only vibration I get really is that bit there. But for a beginner, these would be a fantastic setup. My first set of limbs were KAP. Windstorm 2s, I think they're called the same thing. And they were pretty the cheapest you could get at the time. These way better than those were. I've got a set of brand name limbs which are about 10 years old, maple and fiberglass. These are way better. Arrows are flying straight. If you see me sweating at all, it's because it's getting really hot. And we got birds. Yeah, so we're coming up towards Christmas. We're a week before Christmas. I'm doing this, and we've had it 35, 37 degrees C, so getting up there for us. And this today is a cool day. We must be getting up into the late 20s, so about 82 in the low 80s. Used with Fahrenheit. As I said, this is a beginner's limb. However, if you're intermediate, going up in poundage quite often, these would be something to look at. They only come in 68 inch, I believe, or medium size. So that's the only downside I could see. Yeah, even if you're an advanced archer but you've injured yourself and you're coming back and you have to go down to a lighter limb and you don't want to spend too much, you're not going to spend too much with these, and then you could always sell them on if you wanted to. There's plenty of beginners out there looking for a good setup. And this is a real budget setup. They're cheaper than the Cornerstones by about $30, $40, somewhere around there. This is the really good, I think it's machined, CNC machined riser, the cheapest one they do, I believe. I love it, the Proceed ET12. That was just a fantastic shot. From the bow felt really good. As I said, the ST stabilizers that I did have, they were in the giveaway, my Christmas giveaway to one young archer at my club. And yes, I'm beginning to sweat. Even so, I flung two of those. I didn't center this up to begin with either. I've just shot them. And that was a bare shaft. So you can see what I've got down that end. I'll go and have a look in a minute, but there is a few outliers. But overall, these Nik'a S2 Windstorm limbs for a beginner, absolutely brilliant. Great price. It comes in all different sizes, as in draw weights. It's a medium limb, I believe. Yeah, if you're getting into archery, I've got kids getting into archery. Look at that setup. You can't go much wrong with that. If you've got shorter people, have a look at their ET 13.9, the Sailing anyway, and the Sailing B. Fantastic. It's a 23-inch bow with these limbs, makes it a 66-inch riser, I believe. Yep. And fantastic for kids, fantastic for women and short people. And if you want to have a bit more draw weight, they do them as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this quick video looking at the new Nik'a Windstorm S2 limbs. Yeah, I can recommend them quite easily. Would I shoot these? Well, I shoot the N3s, which are 3 times the price, maybe a bit, yeah, maybe a bit more, because they're smoother. Yeah, these stack at the back end, and well, like all limbs do, unless it's a Nik'a. But yeah, fantastic limb. You can see what I did with it, and this is my first time shooting in about 4 days. yeah, love it. So if you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like, subscribe as a New Year thing. The algorithm likes it and it gets my channel out to more people if you do. Leave a comment in there. Tell me, what did you start off with? Would you have used these when starting archery? I would have. If I could have got these, crikey. So yeah, keep shooting. Happy New Year to everybody. Hope you've had a great Christmas. And I will catch you next time. Bye-bye for now.